first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. So line of scrimmage still a 39 on 2nd and 10. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. Gets past one man. He's still barreling through. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And down inside the 15 he goes. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Here's a give to Fournette. And this carry, despite the good move, will be stopped short of the 10. On the stop there defensively, Marcus May with the tackle.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. They'll try and run forward with Fournette. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Jags have taken the early lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, right, 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Mayfield again. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but For the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab it, and that'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
On third down, Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. He's going to field this at the 4. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Buying time to his left. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
As a rookie quarterback, that's exactly how you endear yourself to your teammates. Give it up for the cause. It's also how you end up on the training table, too.
Yeah, it's a catch-22. Coach doesn't like it. Teammates love it. Where do you fall on it?
Well, I fall on wanting to endear yourself to your teammates, but pick your spot. Be smart about it. They need you for the full season.
Yeah, the rookie's going to learn as he goes. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too...
It's caught at the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They give him a gain of 37. They'll try to run for it with Fournette. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now from the 9, here's second and goal. He's going to get it running right. Oh, eluding the tackle. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great effort there. His 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And it's now 14-0. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. DeJuan Smoot in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
They go with Chubb on second down. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
After watching that play and result, I go back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator, Brandon, before the game and said, how are you going to move the ball running it against the #1 defense? He gave us no indication, didn't tip his hand at all, so we have to see how this unfolds as this game moves along.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Switch! Slam!
3rd and long for Mayfield. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Taken in at the 22. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Finds a seam inside the 40. Able to find a lot of empty space there. Picking up the 1st down at a 21-yard gain.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you.
Watch it now, Barney!
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis. No jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward. There's going to be 2 guys on him at just about every snap.
It's kind of a dare to throw his way, but they have to keep throwing his way.
The benefits could be great. You throw it to a great receiver, he could come down with it anyway.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He'll get this out to Lynch, complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. He's got the hook up to Lee. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. This defense porous so far in this 1st quarter. They face another 1st and goal. They come out here in the I. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. Doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now 21-0. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the 1st half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Second down, Mayfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right?
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to rifle one deep into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. Give them a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This is caught. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And the young buck showing that ability, that agility to dance outside of the pocket, complete the deep ball.
And don't think for a second that the coaching staff didn't have their heart rate accelerate a little bit there, right? Anytime you have those young quarterbacks and they get outside of the pocket, you're just hoping that they make good decisions because so many things can happen that can go wrong when you throw it downfield like that. He got away with it there and in a big way.
He'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. DJ Chark with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. And he's got it up and through. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Browns getting set to go. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. On first down, they'll run with Chubb, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Watch him now, Barney. Barney. All right, now, lucky 56.
Mayfield now on second down. Left side, that's caught by Mitchell. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. It's a big play there for the Browns. 42 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Detroit! Detroit!
From the red zone now, Mayfield. And too much on that one. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Going to the air again with Mayfield. Drops it off for Chubb. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it fourth down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. Or kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90! Detroit! Detroit! Hot!
They'll look to throw here. Forced out to his left. Over the middle, hauled in by Shark. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march up another 15 against your squad.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in, as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90! Over!
They'll set up to throw. Dancing to his left. And he whips that one incomplete there. Trying to get it there to D.D. Westbrook. And it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, here we go. 319. 319.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Well, one thing's for sure, they're still taking their shots downfield, even with a big lead.
I think it's way too early to go into a shell, so I like what they're doing. Continue to take your shots. Continue to be aggressive. It's not their job to slow themselves down.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Hut!
They're going to look to throw. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Mayfield now after the fumble recovery. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? He moved from your former position senior year, strong safety.
Yeah, sometimes they get you up near the line of scrimmage or you're trying to time up a blitz. You've got to get it right, otherwise that flag comes out and you just cost your team some yardage.
Following the penalty, Chubb. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb, and he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
And how about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield, and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that.
Gun! 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 Gun!
On 4th down, they snap it to Mayfield. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. And after the sack, he's still down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Looking to throw. A throw left side, complete to his receiver, Westbrook. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun! 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 Gun!
Now back to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. It was Taven Bryan who got him down defensively. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. He's going to sling this deep and got his man complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interception?
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did. 30, past the 20. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And a rout is on here in this first half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. We were down there. That message would have been received a whole different way.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 All right, here we go. 3-19! 3-19!
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And now another one thrown incomplete.
It was no secret who they were trying to get the football to.
Well, no, they went to him on first down, second down, third down, all 3 incomplete.
Yeah, and when you're unable to connect and you force it in that direction, all you're doing is giving confidence to the defense. They feel like they're really hurting you in a big way.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. Now, bottom line, tremendous starting field position really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
No. Check. Patriot. Patriot. Detroit. Detroit. Over.
Mayfield on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I think Brown was able to recover, and they'll indeed hold on to the ball here. Now, before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Four down, check, four down. Watch him now, Barney. Watch him now, Barney. Detroit. Gun.
From the gun, Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete. The Browns on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be third and forever.
Gun. Watch him now, Barney. Check three. Go. All right, now, lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Jaguars out on top as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm. Congratulations.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Leonard Floyd in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
23 yards on the play.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential, but when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Gun! Detroit! Over!
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to fire one deep, middle of, and he's going to be intercepted a third time. Marcus May with a pick. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it, Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
And nothing but daylight ahead. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Catanzaro out now as he'll kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again.
Detroit! Detroit!
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll get this out to Lynch, complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
All right, now, look at 56.
On second down, here's Fournette. And some space here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
No.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
All right, now, look at 56. Lucky 56.
The pitch to Fournette. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to go up top for the ends. And it'll be intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And some room to work. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there. 83 yards. And the Browns make some inroads here on that deficit. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
He'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now a former Buckeye back home. It's Carlos Hyde. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. Back to throw now on 1st down. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. That's caught inside the 20. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. And even 50 yards. Well, last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. It was the linebacker Leonard Floyd on the stop.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Now he'll escape to his left. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well. And he didn't get that done on that play.
Barney.
Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. Man open, that's Damian Ratley. Broke a tackle, but not much room there. Just up past the 25, no further. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And now out come the Jags. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Again, it's Fournette. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Emmanuel Ogbah there on the stop.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The offense on third down tonight, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They're looking at third and a few inches. It's a quarterback sneak, and he's going to have the first down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. Third and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for fourth down.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Now this time he'll look to throw, and he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Back to throw here. Open man right side is Shark. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 61 yards. He'll look to throw. Powerful running. And that is incomplete here.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front. They'll
go again here from the 10-yard line on second and goal.
Set! 3-19! 3-19!
He'll get it up the middle. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be third and goal now.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. And no move to take the offense on the field. They're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th and goal.
Now, Barney.
They'll go with a big bank Fournette, and he'll wind up being knocked back to the 3-yard line. He had 3 touchdowns already, but won't get a 4th here, and the Browns are able to come up with a goal line stand. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They begin this drive with Chubb, and they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. And again, it's Chubb, and he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. A gain of a yard. 10. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. Working out of the gun. Mayfield under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Lynch. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
Well, they had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield, but it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad. But a loss like that, you can't take a sack there.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you cannot do, they did.
He'll look to throw. The open man is Westbrook. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
The age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the time they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Now he'll throw deep left. This is caught inside the 15. And way down into the red zone before he's dropped inside of Cleveland's 15. A gain of 39 that time. They'll look to throw here. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. They'll set up a throw. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you won't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Oh, yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Handoff comes to Chubb. Room to run past midfield. There he goes left side. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Well, he just bumped up his personal stats with a second score, but they still have some ground to make up.
Not terrific for today because of what you just said. They're still down on the scoreboard. But later in the year, when he piles it all up and starts to think about contract time, that's a pretty good deal for him. And I know darn well that you've got him in fantasy football, don't you?
I don't. You always think I just
that.
appreciate that you think I'm smart enough to have him in fantasy.
Well, you are.
Thanks. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment. And to do it this convincingly, that just tears up the script that every home team has, which is...
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And that one results in 35 yards.
Gone! Over!
That one looks like he'll throw here. Left side complete, Safarian Jenkins. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Watch him now, Barney!
They'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
They're going to look to throw. Being chased out left. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with this. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, getting the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. Pass incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Mayfield looks to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And they are going to take possession of the football inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head.
But that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. One last shot for Mayfield here. He's going to let it fly. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Jags, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Dallas Cowboys. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.